Hi chocolate friends! Today I'm going to talk to you about a Canadian craft chocolate maker that is Hummingbird Chocolate. A while back I ordered a sampler pack from them and a few other things that I'm excited to show you. So I've got two Hispaniola bars. This is award winner for them. One is an 85, one is a 70. I have some inclusion bars, a Fleur de Sel, PB and Joy, a Mayan, and then I have a couple of origin bars, Tumaco and Zorzel, amongst other things, which I'm going to show you later. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. They're located near Ottawa, Canada, which is the capital of Canada. But let me tell you, before we get deep into chocolate stuff, let me tell you a little bit of background about the people who started Hummingbird Chocolate. So this is actually their 10-year anniversary year. They officially sold their first bar in 2012. It was started by Erica and Drew Gilmore. They have, like many people, they didn't come to craft chocolate through the food industry. So Erica has an MA in geography and a BA in English. Drew has an MA from the University of York in the UK in post-war recovery, which I thought was a really cool master's program. I'd never heard of that before. So both of them worked in international aid and international development for a long time. So Erica was a teacher and a library resource person in the Peace Corps. She worked as a program development manager in places all over the world like Lebanon, Uzbekistan, Serbia, Afghanistan. Drew also worked in humanitarian aid and program development. He did that for 19 years. So that is actually how they met. So they met while doing international aid work in Afghanistan. And that with that international aid work, they spent a lot of time working beside farmers in developing countries and getting to know how international nonprofits assisted farmers. So they got married and they started a family, and Erica decided to stay home for a few years while Drew was in the field still. It was on a trip to earthquake-ravaged Haiti in 2009 that Drew became interested in cocoa farmers and their products. I'm sure you probably all heard of cocoa coming out of Haiti now. It's getting much, much more common. So I don't know, maybe he had a hand in that. I'm not sure. But certainly other people did. That other chocolate makers did, especially Hispaniola. So about the same time that he had made that trip to Haiti, he also read an article in a business magazine about the new trend of bean-to-bar chocolate. So that got the wheels turning, and he thought, well, Erica likes to eat a lot of chocolate, so maybe she would like to make chocolate. And so he talked to her, and they decided to give it a go. And the first setup was in the basement. Now all this is going to sound really familiar because this is the path that a lot of chocolate makers take. They jerry-rigged their first equipment. They're using shop vacs, chicken roasters, champion juicers. They obviously visited chocolate alchemy. They got going. It started as a hobby at first. Erica was hooked after the first batch that she made. She thought it was interesting and fun. And this was in 2010 when they started, and it was definitely a hobby, but then friends started asking for their chocolate, and they're like, maybe there's actually a market for this. So in 2012, they had their first sale at the Ottawa Farmers Market, and from there it grew rapidly. Now here's the fun thing about them. Because they're used to working with governments and government aid and nonprofit, I was not surprised to read that they accessed some government resources available to them in Canada. So in 2012, they got to work with, let me look down so I get the name of this right, the National Research Council of Canada Industrial Research Assistance Program. And basically what this is, it's to help small businesses be successful. And what it does is it provides you with an informal board of directors. So these people who have experience, who can help guide decision making, because a lot of time when people come into small business, they just do it because they have a passion for it. And they don't really know a lot about the workings of running a business. And they just come into it because, well, in this case, because they love chocolate. So when they started, there were only, I think there were only 3 maybe bean to bar makers. It was really low in all of Canada. So this is 2012. But with the help of, with their passion and the help of this Research Council grant, or assistance program, I guess, they got up and going, and it started to grow quite rapidly. They started in their basement. They ran it in their basement for a while. The first production space they had was in a place called Alice's Village Cafe. They were there for about a year. Just this past summer, July, what year is it, 2022, they opened a new factory and cafe in Almonte, Ontario. It's lovely. I've not been there yet, but I have done the online tours and seen things on their Instagram, so it looks really awesome. Oh, in 2016, they won for this bar what's called the Golden Bean. This is an award given out by the Academy of Chocolate. This is a big deal. It's like the highest award you can win that year for the Academy of Chocolate Awards. And so when your bar wins that, there's a lot of people who get interest. So after that, they saw a huge increase in sales of their bars, and it just grew and grew from there. So most of their product is, a lot of their product is sold wholesale, which is a great way to do things, to high-end shops and chefs and things like that. But they do make a lot of interesting bars and other things. So today, I think I'm going to try for you the Golden Bean one. And then I think I'm going to try a inclusion one. And I think it's going to be this one, the PB and Joy. Because one of my favorite all-time bars, and I know you guys have asked me before, and I'm reluctant to say my favorite bar, but this one I will say because it's always been a favorite. Used to be the Patrick OMG PBJ, which was one of my all-time favorite bars. And he's not making chocolate anymore. Sad. So I'm looking for a replacement. So maybe I will have found it in this bar. So I think that's all I want to tell you about them before we get down to the chocolate. I do have a surprise to show you though when we're tasting the chocolate. So make sure you keep watching to see the interesting things that they are making there that maybe you want to try too. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll open up some chocolate. Yum! All right, so here's the 2 I decided that I'm going to taste today. I will tell you that someone in my family has had this one already. It wasn't me because I'm scared of heat, so I haven't had that one yet, but someone's opened that, so maybe I need to find out. So these are the 2 I'm going to try. The Hispaniola, this is the Golden Bean Award winner. These beans are from the Dominican Republic. This is the old name of the island that is now split into 2 countries. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you about this? So Hummingbird, this is in this style of painting is in Indigenous peoples style native to Canada. It's 70%. Oh, we're not going to cheat and look at the tasting notes. So it's just got cacao, cane sugar, and cacao butter. If you can read French, you saw the tasting notes. In case you don't know, in Canada, everything has to be in French and English. They're two official languages. So industrious, not industrial. That's a good kind of soft definition of craft chocolate. Let's see, ethical trade, gluten-free, soy-free, vegan, made in Canada. Here we have our expiration date. Batch made in Almonte, Ontario. What else can we get off of here? Single origin, single batch. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm going to open this one. Let's open this up and see what we got inside. So because they worked in international aid for so long, they worked alongside farmers. Wow, that's a really, even before I unwrap it, this is a really good looking bar. Like, nice looking bar. There's no, I can't see any, I was going to look at the wrapper more, but you guys, this bar looks so good, I just got to open it. No mold release marks. It's got a beautiful shine to it. Oh, it's just so nice. Really well done. Looks really great. Okay, distracted by chocolate. So because they were in professional development for so long, they had a working relationship with a lot of farmers. So that's something that's important to them, that the farmers are treated well, paid appropriately, and that is one of the ethos of their businesses. So they've got the 10 steps here of making craft chocolate. So we use the best ingredients, pay farmers well. Yahoo! There's the award list on the inside as well. So lots of awards. This one has won. Let's give it a taste. Well, first it's such a beautiful bar. You always hate to crunch up the really pretty ones. Okay, so let's see if we can hear a snap here. Ooh, nice snap. Nice and crisp. Good sound to it. Light. You can see that it looks nice. Really nice. Well done in the tempering. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my thumb to warm up the bar a little bit, release some of the volatiles, and then see what I can smell. All right, guys. So this bar, it's really nice. It's going to give you some definite flavors when you taste it. So when I smell it, I get really strong berry notes. Like right away, you can't miss it. Berry notes coming off of this. A nice cocoa smell. Cherry, probably. When you taste it, it's very berry forward. So as soon as you put it in your mouth, you're getting all the red fruits. The raspberry, cherry, strawberry, they're all coming through with a little bit of acidity. As that mellows down as you go through, you get the fudgy chocolate cake flavor of the cocoa, and then maybe a tiny hint of a brown fruit or a raisin coming through underneath that berry layer. The berries are it's really berry forward for sure. It is very berry forward. So nice bar. I can see why that won awards. It's very easy to see why that bar won awards. I just actually finished judging for the International Chocolate Awards, and I think I did almost 400 samples this year, and it's very easy for me to see why that bar rose to the top, and for good reason too. So this is the other bar I'm going to try, and now that I've had that one with the very berry forward flavor, I'm kind of excited for this, because the berries, the jam flavor, is going to come from the chocolate. And let's look at their ingredients. So they've added organic cocoa, cane sugar, cocoa butter, peanuts, and sea salt. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be a really good bar. I'm looking forward to this because a lot of us in North America have strong childhood memories attached to that flavor. And so it always makes things interesting. And like I said, I'm looking for my Patrick replacement because I will always and forever miss that bar. All right, so again, beautiful looking bar. This one got stuck a little bit on the wrapper, so it's got a little bit of a mark on the front, but that's not the fault of anybody. Looks really nice, all in temper, even color. Let's listen to the snap. I can't see. I can just barely see. You can see a few bumps that might be peanuts. So let's listen for the snap. It's a little bit softer. This is a lower percentage. So this one is 70, this is 65. So could be the inclusion, could be the percent, but it's definitely a less crisp snap. I'm gonna warm it up and see what I can smell. Okay, so this one is so I've built this thing up in my head now. I have to release my expectations. So in the smell, it's not quite as berry forward as the other one. I get cocoa and I get peanuts, and I think they've probably added the peanuts to the grinder instead of as an inclusion later because it's still got a very smooth mouthfeel. Feels nice in the mouth. It melts smoothly, cleanly. I find that with the, I don't know if it's the addition of the peanuts and the salt, or the salt, just the salt, or just the peanuts, or what's happened here, but the berry taste is not as clean as it is in the other one. So the berry is a little tamped down, and it's more of an acidic than a straight berry. The peanut flavor, I get the peanuts, I get the salt. It does have a long finish. I have still peanutty flavor in my mouth. It's got a nice long finish. So it's interesting. There's nothing wrong with it. Good bar. If you like peanut butter and jam sandwiches, for sure, try it. But I'm gonna have to say, I still love my Patrick bar a little bit better. But this is a good one. I would have no reservations about recommending either of these bars to anyone. Now, I'm going to show you something else that I got from them. So I ordered this around Christmas time 2021, and they had this also on their in their shop. Chocolate salami. I ordered two, and I threw them in my freezer because I knew I wasn't going to eat them right away. And they're still fine. I opened this one the other day, and I'll just show you what it looks like. So, wrapped up like a traditional salami. This is the pistachio and date, and it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it, kind of like a fudge, and you can slice it in coins. It's really good. I used it on a charcuterie plate, and I quite enjoyed this one. It did pair well with cheese. It paired well with fruit, so it was really, really nice. I really like this product a lot. And then I haven't opened this one yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it. They're fig and rosemary. So what I love about this is I love how the chocolate makers are willing to take a chance, try something new, and just be adventurous with flavors. And in this case, it definitely paid off. So I believe this is a seasonal product, so when it comes around again, try one. They're really cool on a charcuterie plate. People will ask you about them. Something different and new to try. So that is the bars I'm going to try today. Let me flip the camera around and we'll finish up. Okay, so that's Hummingbird Chocolate. I like the adventure that they are taking with their bars, with their inclusions. I also ordered another bar that I didn't get to show you because I think it was Toffee and Nibs it's called. it literally disappeared as soon as we opened the package. It was a really good bar. So I can highly recommend trying some Hummingbird chocolate. They've won all kinds of awards for their chocolate. Almost every bar I have has awards on it. They recently changed their packaging since I've ordered, so their packaging will look a little bit different if you go on their website now. It got a little more color to it, a little more pictures to it. Not too different, but a little bit different from what I have. So that's Hummingbird Chocolate. I hope you get to try them because it is worthy of your purchase. And if you have had them and you have a favorite bar from them, let me know. I want to know what I should be trying next. And I hope that you will join me next week when we eat more chocolate and have fun and talk chocolate together, because that's what I like to talk about. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.